on the other side, winning nearly 60% of their pistol rounds, 60% of their bonuses. They are used to getting off to hot beginnings in these maps. Only one narrative can prevail here.
Let's see if that raw firepower of Primi is enough to carry them over the line, or will it be those set ideas that Vitality have coming into it? Early on, you're seeing it. Vitality posture over towards the B side here with a nice and early haunt. Doesn't reveal too much, and they're perfectly willing to slow it all down.
Sender's going to want to be looking to bait out this barrier mesh.
Talon reclear. Out through B, looks like they're thinking about it. It's in the back of their minds, and they do bait out some of that utility, but Runner needs to put his best foot forward. And he does so with that opening kill.
So they break the barrier mesh, force out all of the utility from Ban. No deadlock util left around. And this trip kind of stops Jit Boys in his tracks.
Good nade from Governor now.
Look how,
almost the inevitable.
Look how well Vitality are bleeding out utility here, and they still have nearly full breach util and paranoia and horn and boombot. Vitality are winning the utility game right now.
Losing the map control game. Jit Boys though, Jiggle Pete gets the info, needs to back away here with a paranoia to bail himself out, even go for the swing himself. Tagged up with a few stray bullets. Does need to play for his life here though. And Trex has been isolated, calling for the retreat as well, and regroup back up to just 20 seconds left. This is going into the stack of the Talon players. I feel like there's danger online here, but with Primi dropped, it's all navigated. Safe pair of hands. Runner himself leading the charge for the rest of his team with that three-piece. Now it comes down to these individual moments. Jit Boys, classic game is looking sharp today, but two, not going to be enough. Ban's left to do quite a lot of damage done. Kicks and Trex, but you've got to think that discipline. Vitality, yeah, contact from Trex, and if he didn't win it out, there's plenty more players where that came from. So, pistol round, keeping it going here. Vitality, the statistics, lead in the charts with it.
And I think you can see in that pistol why they've been so successful. They approach these rounds extremely seriously. They're trying to work out every piece of that defensive utility before they go into the site exec. Was it slightly worrying because they had little time left on the clock? Yes. But if you're comfortable in that position, then it's still going to be very successful for Vitality. That raw individualism, not able to find the value there for Talon, and Vitality picking up big weaponry, Vandal, Phantom, looking to bring that into their bonus round. Another reason why Vitality have got off to such incredible beginnings in their halves. Over a third of the halves, they start up 4-0 just by winning that pistol, follow-up, bonus, follow-up.
It's a big deal. Not just for the economy, obviously. I mean, it's good to have the weaponry, but ult's built up.
Here.
I think the Sender's calling's very strong on this map too. So Talon, while this map has been good for them since adding Primi, and Primi on the Clove will give you big moments. You just have to wait and watch. He's much better, in my opinion, in that second in position rather than the entry, where he can trade out his teammates so consistently. So Talon are going to feel comfortable here, but Sender's calling on attack side is going to look to pick them to pieces.
I planted.
It's a nice and early plan here for Vitality. There shouldn't be too much danger here for them. Stack of Talon did not pay off. Just thinking about the compositions as well. It's odd for both teams. I mean, they're not playing meta stuff. These are the usual compositions that they will play on these maps. But they are, you know, you've got to think that they play out differently, I suppose. The usual flow chart that we would go into, I think, talking about Lotus. You're talking about, maybe that lurk control over towards A, trying to build up showstoppers for the execs.
I mean, the showstopper is still going to be a really big tool that both teams rely on their attack side. But for Vitality, we have actually seen quite a few teams lean into this double initiator look on Lotus. Where it's supposed to succeed on the defense side is by playing a lot of these heavy retakes. Use plant denial and then retakes to be able to build up strong defense sides. That's an area that Vitality have struggled with. So when the sides swap, then it's anybody's game.
Yeah, we'll be taking a closer look at that.
But I think, yeah, the importance here in these early few rounds of Lotus is for Talon to make sure that Vitality do not snowball out of control. This is a big round for Talon to try to win so that they can avoid that economic collapse.
Here.
Managing their economy as well. They can bring in 3 rifles. Tons of danger here. Vitality in the hands of Runner, Kicks, Trex, excuse me. And early Odin spam. Been a while since we've seen some value gain from that one, but Runner just overextending into the corner, not anticipating it.
Yeah, not thinking that that was going to be coming through. Nice pickup from Cruz, good positioning too. We see that from quite a few teams. But you're right, doesn't normally end in a kill. Vandal, not wasted. Safe gets that one back. Very, very far away from a showstopper. Not even a single point gained for Safe there on that attack side. So it's going to be looking like building up towards that Rolling Thunder instead. Here you see Kicks prioritizing the orb. He's got the one with the spike as well.
He's been straight past the barrier mesh, but it's bursted down at a moment's notice, and they do have this insert. Now a nade over towards B as well. It's posturing occurring, trying to pull these players away to potentially allow Sender to get a cheeky kill, but he's just holding the space for now and takes the speed. I mean, that peak timing is beautiful. Ban had the TLN in his hands.
It's fantastic calling from Sender. That insert, go and pressure B.
He's going to walk
take another fight.
Oh, it's Primi. He's so alone taking that one, and spam through the smoke will do most of the job. Ending the round basically before it even begins.
And this is what I'm talking about, the vitality bonuses. They are just so good. You see that it could be set, could have been called on the fly. Either way, a bit of C pressure, break the barrier mesh as soon as it's placed, and get Sender deep. Talon don't really have that protocol to re-clear through water.
That's a really nice idea.
Yeah, and he's just there perfectly. There was not much that Ban can do to think about that.
Yeah.
Unless he's got teammates with him that are willing to flush that out. Both teams should start to get ideas about this kind of stuff, and maybe it'll force Talon to sit back a little more on the C side. Either that or push super aggro. But you don't want to be stuck in a middle ground where you're worried about people infiltrating you.
These guns need to be held into the necks if you are Talon. What is the danger? Safe. Rips one of them away.
And so only the Odin saved. That was a 4v5 as well. Lest we forget, that was with Runner dying at the start to Odin spam straight off the rip. No value gain from his death, just a straight up 4v5. This is the kind of stuff that people were expecting to see from Vitality coming into the tournament.
Yeah, right out the gates.
Exactly. If they can sustain this, then they will start to flip people's perspective of how the team's performing. Because it was a big shock to a lot of people that they ended up going down to Trace early.
And of course, you know, I mean, they were peaking at the right times in EMEA regionally, making it all the way to the finals.
Even with a role change too,
yeah.
Right? They had to recover their season. A lot of people thinking that Vitality would be a great team, really good rookie signings. They didn't do much for the first half of the year, and they recovered that by putting Safe back onto Duelist, swapping up a few of their roles, making a coaching change. And for them to go out in groups today would be devastating for these guys.
No, truly. The expectations are much higher. But for both teams as well, I think the expectations that they've set for themselves are quite high, as we were talking about, you know, that willpower and nerves coming into effect. Frost has very high expectations. He felt like that he should have won that map or match against Leviathan initially.
And I don't think it's completely unreasonable. There was certainly, you know, 80% of the game where Talon were playing very close to left.
Cruise uncleared. All good. Okay, still peeks out into the open though.
And this Odin's pretty far away. You're watching the way that Governor's playing. He doesn't want to lose the Odin. He's playing it in quite a safe, passive spot in that BC connector.
30 seconds left.
He may get a chance to have some damage as Vitality NB.
Incredibly cautious by them. I mean, only again at the 20-second mark, they're making sure they can use full usage of the time. And they have sniffed out the successful A stack, so get the plant down safely over towards B as well. If they can string together a couple of more of these kills, it'll be ideal for them. Ban's still alive and kicking. Off to the side here, but they've got most areas locked down. Sender very aware, of course, with the one-way propped up in front of him. And this should be a very standard job just to clean up these last players.
I'm not sure the Governor's even going to want to go down here.
Remaining.
I think saving the Odin would be a priority, but he's got no chance.
No chance.
The breach util comes flooding into that connector. And so far, it's Sender's calling that's pushing them over the line. Vitality are playing like a very disciplined, well-oiled machine. Talon with an incredibly early tactile.
I was about to want
harsh.
It is harsh, yeah. With an experienced player, sometimes, listen, a bit of coddling doesn't go amiss. But here we're going to see a bit of an explosive fight over towards A Rubble. Both of these teams gearing up like they want to try and clash here with a fault line. Signaling quite a lot with the TP across. Sees, connects, and that is beautiful timing. Lay it out one after another here by Talon with the C's and an aid. It's a big opener with Sender now gone. And a re-exploration out towards C Mound. Doubled up, Talon. This is Primi and Ban side by side, going to be catching Runner. Unaware, shoulder to the side still. Runner almost adjusting in time, but this is a massive advantage now for Talon. It's all about not squandering it and letting it slip, because Vitality already making calls of their own. The contact plays creeping and crawling up through and around here. Governor spotting it. Satchel is nice on either side, pushing them back. But already with crews falling, Jitboy's forced to retreat in through the back of the site, and he needs some help and support. Governor up and over the shoulder from that high ground. Trex with a beautiful shot, lands it, nails it, and he wants even more, but a showstopper earned and will get a kill. Dropping Trex in the process, kicks that last one left. Offered these easy 1v1s, and he's brought it to that 1v2. Plant will get the ult online.
Another spot where Ban and Primi probably need to be getting a little active, pushing forwards, catching kicks as he goes for the plant.
This time committing to it. He's seen no signs of life, and already right from behind, there's the backstab. Talon. They don't want to let that one slip. The beginning of that round when they get off to such a good start with those 2 opening kills.
That's a very solid tack timeout and good adjustment coming off the back of it. It's exactly what we were talking about. Instead of sitting passively on the sites, go out, get that information. Seize nade, well timed together to be able to punish Sender off the rip, but then the double push coming out through C, catching onto Runner, opening up the map massively and forcing Vitality's hand. They had to go for the react into A because they had no info left. As soon as you take the Cypher down. And we were waiting for both of these Raze players to get off the blocks. It's Governor, who had 0 kills, goes up to 3 in that round. Big part of why his team was able to get across the line.
Find you.
Probably going to see more of that proactivity from Talon. I mean, the rubble fight worked out massively in their favor. It was a really good idea.
You see Sender not going for the same teleport this time. There is some luck involved. Saves in.
Through the B side. I mean, Governor's stunned up as well, so he can't really supplement the defense. Hold it against nade, barrel, down to the feet. Safe is in so much danger here. And a bullet spraying away. Governor is fully aware of the positioning here, but an ult earned up. Or at least from the prior round, so Kix is holding on to this rolling thunder with the plant down, and Sender is going walkabouts. Wrapping all the way around. Talon unaware of this, and this is the danger when you're running that deadlock. You don't have that passive map control. Ban, unlikely contender, and still wants a tango. The paranoia is good. Excellent, in fact. And the kills are being primed up for the taking. TP for the reposition now. Rolling Thunder pushing them back in a way to defuse. Will not be able to be stuck. And look at this from Sender is working magic. Miracles across the map, making it so damn uncertain. Still down now. Just to the one player, it's Kicks. Time running so damn short, it's got to be on his side. And the shorty out, but already the round is won. Luckily for him, and Governor cannot play towards it.
That's a 3v5 recovery from Vitality. Another situation where the Talon leadership will be kicking themselves. Losing their minds at what happened there. Safe goes down early on, but they secure the B site, and this play from Sender's marvelous. Talon, you can see, are not as aware of some of the other teams about the shortfalls of the deadlock comp. Love this syncing the Omen ult with the Fade ult, so there's no noise cues. Beautiful stuff. Sender again, the playmaker, the one that's understanding the flaws of how Talon are playing their defense side.
Let's get to the point now where Vitality looking so damn in control of the rest of this game. This opening map, it needs to go Talon's way. Sunset for Vitality, in my opinion, one of their best maps, if not the best map for them.
And kind of low down in Talon's map pool as well. So the choices for Talon today to ban were Icebox or Sunset. They went for Icebox. So if Talon are able to win here and win on Bind, it's a very winnable series for them. It really is. But at the moment, underperforming their expectations, their standard.
Going for that re-peek. Out wide, it wasn't really set up with too much more util, but still plucks Sender out of that picture. You need to make plays like that when the weaponry is low. Going for the stack over towards C.
Yeah, they already cleared Sender from this spot. They didn't see anybody else, and yet the rotate still comes through to 5 stack on C, leaving all the rest of the map open. I think that's a mistake, but they'll be rewarded.
You're talking about mistakes, man. Safe is almost getting crushed in the hydraulics of the map.
And he's played a really bad game so far. I'm not just talking about the scoreboard. There have been so many moments where Safe is getting caught out. Not what I expected at all for a top 5 duelist.
Flustered. Opportunities. Can't squander them here. Trex is hearing all sorts of footsteps. What is going on? With the macro play here, the fast flank of Talon is committed with all 5 of them. They have, I mean, listen, understatement to say that they've lost all map control here. To plant down onto the B site. Flanks on flanks.
Both teams here will be wondering what the hell the other is doing.
Yeah, there's so much unknown. With the Nightfall committed as well, you've got to be aware, obviously, of the one position, but it's fully avoided out wide.
Talon's like, okay, there's nobody on B. They planted B, there's no one here.
Yeah. And who's going to be playing this one for the post? What do they've got for it? Sees, flying but dodged, aftershock, and one of their own as well. That util combo is nasty. No kill annihilation now popped off Talon. Going for the stick here and covering through these smokes as well. A bit of spam will save the arm, and they're all lining up for it. My goodness, damage done. Talon have got to bring this mic from the brain, but they cannot do it. The weaponry too strong. Vitality once more. Just pull him. I mean, dude, they are getting away with so much here.
Yeah, I think the adjustment to try to fight more in the early round is actually working for Talon. It's another round, I think, where they got up 5v3 again, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, that was a big advantage.
They picked off Sender, they picked off Safe. Yeah, it was a 5v3 again. And yeah, the weaponry's not that great. And the plant position is awkward to deal with. But the decision-making is leaving me scratching my head.
It's real strange. Again, another at least clash over towards the A-Rubber angle. Last time Vitality were not favored in this one, so they're willing to concede it very early on. Can't get that space. Pivot by Trek's potential there. He's just trying to catch the contact with these players. Pre-aim with the bullets.
Trying to make as much noise on B as possible, make himself feel big as Vitality flood into C instead. Talon have not known where Vitality are trying to plant at any point in this match.
Going to be playing for that retake. Missed time in here with a flash and a peek, but at least playing together in the moment. Kicks. He's gone for that plant. Spam down straight through the wall. Primi off angle is nice. Still being hunted. Down! Sprayed down. Sender. That was a messy one. Still granted that kill. They need a few more where that came from. Still sitting with that player disadvantage. Governor with a showstopper, but he's going to be dropped, and that's no longer a problem. Now for the reflank. Jit boys off round. Trex is so damn aware. Dropped them before a moment's notice. Cruise and ban. A lot to do in this spot. Time ticking away. You can hear it, the spike, and this is going to become a problem. And the call is made already. They're just backing away. Got to save some of these guns. But this is a brutal, brutal beginning for Talon, as we've already mentioned. The map pool, when you zoom out, Sunset, it's not one what they're favored on. If they go down early into this series, I mean, where do they win?
I mean, and this is tragic, the way that it's slipping away from Talon. It's another 5v3, Brent.
Yeah.
Another one. That's 3 in a row.
The player advantage is you cannot be dropping them like this.
Especially when Safe is not winning his duels. He's at the bottom of the scoreboard, 2 and 4. Kicks died getting the plant down. Safe dies taking a duel that's pretty reasonable. He just can't get it. And you fumble the 5v3 retake. Doesn't matter what kind of macro ideas you've got if you're losing advantage spots like that.
Just fumbling it here. Bullets are flying forwards towards these Vitality players. Safe's almost dropped.
Another round where Safe's very weak and is going to struggle to get value. Another team flash from Vitality.
It feels flustered from both of these teams, but now there's going to be a fight taken with the showstopper in the hands of Governor. No kills to be found. Any sort of damage as well, but it might be supplemented at least. Primi, the rest of his squad going to be alongside it. Full stack of these players.
Give him another one and then win the 3v5 again. Apparently there need to be 2 sacrifices in order for Vitality to win the rounds. Blood for the Blood God. They're going back over towards C here. This is where the barrier mesh was laid down early on. That is going to be expiring at some point, but Ban's trying to keep that timing in the back of his head. He can hear the shots now too, so he knows for probably the first time that Vitality are looking to end C.
They're in the fight here. Gravitet's going to be held.
At the same time, they actually have opportunities to go back to Runner. You know, they're not full committed to C right now.
Might be soon. Sensors at their back. Kicks needs to be careful of overstepping himself. He's pulled out a lot of that util from the Talon players. And players
they're looking
as well.
to go B. Look at the spot that Runner's got himself into.
Okay.
It's difficult, though, for Safe to get in here. Even with Showstopper, he's so weak.
Cruiser spam could make all the difference. Trex is firing. This guy lighting him up. Primi, chance potentially there with the ult. Not dead yet, but doesn't offer to use it here. Sitting into the fight. Now, damage still done to these Vitality players, but at least they're into the post-plant themselves and the Neuro Theft. Lighting up most of them. Talon feeling uncertain, shaky territory. Even with the Nightfall as well, catching. Noise cut away from Jit Boys. Ward broken as well. A battle on multiple fronts. Trex is locking it down fully, entirely. A tap from Governor, but now looking this way, that way, 180 direction. Not enough eyes available for him to even know which way to play it around in. This is Vitality again. Now they're just walking all over them.
And I said that Vitality's defense was not amazing, and Talon will look good on the attack side. It doesn't matter if you end up losing this half to this kind of degree. The second half, it's not even really going to get played.
I know. It's, at this point, money's not good for the next round as well for Talon. Spoiler alert. Probably figured that one out yourself.
They need somebody to go huge on this eco to get them back in. They need an 8-4 half here. I mean, could they maybe do it with a 9-3 and a pistol? Like, you're stretching at that point.
Really?
You are really stretching. And if they lose this, the series is looking so tough to win, almost impossible. And that's champs on the line for Talon, a team that did a great job of even getting here in the first place.
They can't.
They want to use this opportunity.
Absolutely. You don't want to just let it drop and slip away. Another exit. 2 matches played, and that's it. That's all you've got to showcase on the big stage. You can't have that being the case. I think back to the beginning, we're talking about the nerves at play, at work. This match, big portion of it feels like who is going to be able to get more comfortable on the stage faster. For Vitality right now, they're in large amounts of control, safe. Opportunities for him to get onto the board with a couple of these eco kills. Door open wide, Ban can only do so much. Primi does return that fire now into the 2 versus 2.
There are chances.
Yeah,
there are definitely chances here, but they can't deny the plant, and there's 2 massive ultimates available for Vitality. Primi's got a couple of lives available to him, but massive advantage still in favor of Vitality here.
Talon are just so, I think, scared right now. The possibility that a player could have lurked behind them. You can tell, contacted most of the way into this fight. And Kix is going to be taking that contact with just the jiggle, the jump up as well. That's a punish. Primi, what a peek. Might be trying to make this one workable, playable. Smokes drop down from Jit Boys as well. Heads barely popped up and over safe. You have an ult to play with as well. The nade up and over 2. Satchel through. Paranoia. Blinded, or not quite, avoided. Jit Boys though sticking this one. What is the play right now? Fight to be won. Ult bounded up against the wall, but it's already stuck. Talon, they steal that one away. And can they even be happy with it still? I suppose so. Listen, every single round is going to count at this point.
And that was the round where they had the weak economy. So it is still possible for them to get that 8-4 half up. Safe was banking there on the fact that Jit Boys was just fake tapping on that first one, scared of the ultimate. Overthinking things maybe slightly. I mean, based on what we've seen so far today, it's not like it's perfect Valorant. It's not like your opponents are going to be thinking about every single piece that's available to them. But yeah, Jit Boys was super happy to just stay on that until the ult itself was popped. And we are straight back in here. Talon looking to crunch on Sand.
And it's a tempo increase here with the Paranoia Squad. Not a connection on Descender. He's got to try and drop some of the players, but only himself. Return to Descender. Ban up and over here. Rolling Thunder will be sending them sky high. Trex to follow up as well. The TP from behind Jit Boys. Only the one before the trade comes through. It's a 2v3. Damage done to Governor. A scrappy affair.
But a spot now where even with the player advantage, Talon can't cover the entire map. You can't really spread out 1-1-1. You're just going to give Vitality too many opportunities. And they found a player.
And a peek by Runner, man. He has ripped Crew's head off.
And now
lock that down.
Reset.
These moments where they're just slowing it down into the mid-round, contacting a lot, is throwing Talon for such a loop.
Yeah, I really love the attack macro. I think the whole of Vitality have got this drilled into them beautifully. Talon need one of these players left alive to come up
30
with the
seconds
play.
left.
It might just come down to these timings with 24 seconds left once more. Doubled up here. Primi, peak timing. Just misses it. Stray shots going wide here. Kicks, I'm not too sure. He is low. A single bullet to the chest will drop him. Kicks. Still going to be going for the plant. Satchel through and across, but the damage done there is Governor dropped into that 1v1. Aftershock pushes back Primi. Only for a moment here. Down to it. Which player will spot each other first? And with the damage done to Kicks, Primi might just be favored. Repositions, rotating around. Smoke props up, just spotting each other. Bodies passing by, and Primi with the tap as well. But Kicks, the issue is not forced out of him. This guy's cold with it! Cold with it!
Really beautifully read there from Kicks. I don't think anybody is sticking that defuse. When both players see each other and you dip into a smoke, Kicks has got the perfect read on what's happening there. Not even worried. And that's a round where Talon would have been hoping that their new acquisition was able to skill things across the line. Take down runner, take down kicks, and yet the rookies on Vitality prevail.
Wallah, your eyes cold. Best Estonian player in Champions.
That's true. Estonian Player of the Week, again,
Of course.
for 92 weeks running or
Winning
whatever.
these awards, man. He's racking them up. It's unreal. But this is beyond dire at this point for Talon. Your best outcome is looking at 9-3, and even then you've got to do it with barely any ultimates, barely any weaponry.
And playing against one of the best pistol round teams we have at the tournament.
So it's even unlikely into the second half.
Talon trying to get proactive, clearing out B, looking for that info so that they can land it in maybe an unexpected spot for the retake. If they break this trip, of course, though, eyes are going to be looking backwards. People like Runner, people like Trex.
There it is. Trip's going to be broken already. Side control. Giving up and over. Vitality. Winning that one. Just needs to get this plant down and active. Just a slight tap as well, seeing if there's some of that utility.
You don't know how many are on the flank here.
You really don't. There's a TP as well through Rubble, just to clear that one. Talon looking to try and take this one purely from the flank and buying time and space. Cruz, Jit boys, maybe to do some work and some damage, but Runner's going to be catching the contact here alongside the boom bot. The horn is beautiful. Annihilation, though, it's going to be trading it. Bit of post-mortem, not to be saved on this outcome. Doors opened up, sees as well. Giving this one up into that 4v4. Now another TP here, but Jitboy sticking this all the way. Diffuse is sticking! Running through, shot into the face. A 10th round dropped in a lab of Vitality. And with how good they've been on these pistol rounds, Josh, man, as we've been saying, it just feels inevitable.
It certainly does. This is the Vitality that people were looking for, the #2 seed from EMEA. Looking almost unstoppable in their region since they swapped Safe over to Duelist. They went missing at the beginning of their group, but they're back with a vengeance. And Talon have got to pull out something unbelievable, something special to get back into this.
They really do, but for now as well, we'll send it down to the floor for a nice little interview at the halftime. Necessary win for Talon, but they're up against Vitality. They have been clean with it.
And it looks like Vitality are setting up for a push out through Mound here. But it might also have a component that pushes B. And you've got Kicks and Trex in that position. Two players that have been firing. They decide not to go for the aggression, though. Purely setting up Sender and Safe. Now anchoring the B site.
Mention these players, are they going to try and pivot this one? Okay, there's a Paranoia primed with the door opened wide, but they don't spot any players. So
Talon avoid giving away information, but then throw smokes out. So now Jitboys doesn't have any smokes for another 5 seconds. So they can't go for any kind of exec just now.
Yeah, and it's not like they're running a Viper either.
Another situation where Vitality have got a lot of info and Talon haven't contested them for it or made them pay in any way.
And the setup is quite nice. It's a kill trip to play off out through A. Don't expect that one. Down close to the floor. Prowler will not be clearing it. Kicks with a jump spot as well. Not too sure if he got that information, but it seems likely, at least with the smoke now up in their face. Cruz, a couple of knives away. Gives Safe that timing to prime that nade. Still Runner out through the back of the site and he's got to do quite a bit here. He's lucky not to be dead. Governor just did not clear the corner properly, even though he's inside the camera. Already that aftershock, pushing him back and away. Prowler in the face. Kicks. He's already in there. Getting stuck straight into the fight. Players flooding all the way through. Vitality. Add another one to the tally. This pistol round win rate is going through the bloody roof. And the map is just being stolen away right now from Talon.
Talon have never had ownership of it. That would be a prerequisite for any kind of theft to have occurred. And it's the same two players, Trex and Kicks, doing such a great job. They were anchoring B when it looked like Talon were going to be heading there. And then as they make the pivot, using those clove smokes to supplement the Omen smokes there on C, it's again Trex and Kicks anchoring, getting those kills, playing incredibly for the team. They've got 30 kills between them.
Uh-oh. The rubble fight here and the force up as well. Sender, it's right into their faces. Damage done to him, but he's still alive here. With the Paranoia flying forwards as well as team to play off forward. A little bits and pieces. Util down, drop in, and maybe feeding away. Primi has done so much into that spot. Runner, it's not the last one left. They weren't expecting that.
A slight overheat from Vitality there, and Primi's happy to collect. Runner's healthy, the others aren't.
And they're holding for this push as well. Runner Maybe even expecting that they were already going to be up onto that site. With the slightest amount of discipline, and Talon are granted the tiniest of lifelines.
It would be a long, long road back. This is the side, though, again, where you get that big impact out of Premier. He likes using the aggression of other players to be able to trade off them. He is top of the scoreboard, but far away from being top when you consider the players on the other side.
Trex has just been a monster this entire map. He had very high peaks as well during EMEA playoffs.
He certainly did.
Showcasing very similar form, at least so far. For now, Vitality down to those weaker buys as well. I mean, Kix has managed to get himself at least some sort of gun as well, just because the way that Vitality manage their economy off the back of pistol rounds, they usually keep one player just so they can buy rifles. But I doubt they'll be able to get too much damage done just with the Spectre in hands. A tap from Governor. He's very scared at a trap play potential because, listen, every round counts. You can't afford to let anyone slip.
It actually looks like a trap play on the other side of the map. You see the cam inside tree here. Potential for a long-range stun coming from Kix. There is a chance that players inside tree could get caught. The Talon don't appear to be drifting in that direction.
Horn doesn't get broken for Vitality. Horn is util flying out towards B. It's a fake though, and now they're going straight back into A. Man, only the one before the trade comes through. Now, Talon might just want to commit fully into this B side as well, but going walkabouts is the danger zone, especially when you're up against the eco, but still, Spectre in hand.
30 seconds left.
Movement ajar. They take it in another direction entirely. Pivot over towards C will be that free plant.
3v4 where two of the players actually have some weaponry to work with. Talon still have to be disciplined in this spot.
Plan for Mound, they're all going to be played back there. No one on site.
They've got a couple of weapons that are good for Mound. Obviously, Governor's isn't that great, but the rest should be able to play this Mound post plant nicely. Primi, however, though, with the Outlaw, I mean, his weapon's one of the best, and he's playing pretty deep in.
It's a strange angle.
He has to not get caught.
Up and over, but as soon as the cage has popped up as well, he realizes there's some danger there. Runner taps it, forcing out the spam. Now realizing nobody's quite on this one. Again, the gun should sail them through quite nicely. Through most of it. If the guns don't, the time pressure certainly will. And nice bit of precision at the end there on display by Primi.
Snappy shot. Yeah. One away from the ult as well. And now we get to see a rifle round to some degree. I mean, Talon are going to have all right weaponry heading into their bonus. The economy tends to be a bit better for the team that breaks the pistol. So they're going to be coming in with Outlaw, 2 Vandals.
One enemy remaining.
It's going to feel much more like a rifle round. Can Talon keep this momentum going just a little longer?
Trex has got an Odin. Spam's going to be incoming here with a Rebel fight. Hearing most of this. Trex doesn't go for the spam though. Doors open wide as well. He's going to be under a lot of pressure.
What a flick.
Yeah, bullet tagged up. Governor just shrugs it off. Lands the bullet anyway. Beautiful first kill now for Talon, but it's all about how push past that point. Got the advantage. It's all about not dropping it.
Remember how many 5v3s they lost in that first half. 3 in a row. Vitality looking to try to equalize this by taking a risk. Safe and Kicks doubled up, pushing out through B. That's where the spike is, but I think they'll just miss the timing.
It's an awkward one. Runner, jump spotting. Here's the Horns. Sees the bullets. You don't want anything to do with that one, but you're going to be making a call for the team. Talon don't give up a rubble control this whole time. Still locking it down just in case they do want to drift back into that direction. Safe is also going on. Re-exploration, punished for it. Jip Boys drops him. 30 seconds left.
30 seconds left.
That's an unusual one.
Strange angle to be fighting on.
Yeah.
Actually, from both of those players, Safe and Jip Boys.
It's dropped to 20 health though, and now doesn't feel like it's over towards A, but they should see this door rotating. Guns exchange once more. Time is running short here. There's no way Sender's going to be playing spoiler. Surely not. Horns broken. TP up and over. Dodging most of the nade as well. He wants to make a go of this one. This is getting cheeky. But Governor's watchful eye is on all of it. It's ruling that sight with a nice iron fist. And so runners once more left to do quite a bit into this spot, but unplayable really at this point in a 1v4.
And Talon have done a great job here. They had that opportunity to bonus up. They decided to actually invest into Vandals. They got rid of the Guardian, got rid of the Spectre. They still had the economy flourishing. And they've knocked Vitality down. When Vitality won the pistol, that pretty much should have been game over. Straight through to Sunset, keep that momentum into your map pick, close things out easily. Textbook Valorant. But Talon are fighting. They're not just going quietly.
Yeah, pulling whatever hidden reserves are left, honestly. Not willing to give up because the whole year's building up to even just make this event. You do not want to be going out early as one of the weakest teams at the event. It's just not where their expectations are going to be leveled. Doesn't matter about anybody else's.
And Talon took a huge risk just signing Primi in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
They had a team that was making it to that playoffs level, and they chose to take a gamble to try to push them over the line. And it worked. I think prior to signing Primi, they defense on this map, I think their attack is immaculate. I think they're wonderful with that. Their defense, though, they don't lean into playing those big, heavy retakes, saving utility, bit of plant denial, get into good spots, flood retake. I don't really see that from Vitality in the same way that you do from the Americas teams when they're playing the Breach Fade comp on this map. I think it's an area they could improve on. But Runner, with the only hero rifle, takes down Ban early.
I mean, he's the one who takes point there, hoping that players will just walk into him, and he was blessed with it.
But Talon, patient. Jitboys needs to not overheat in this spot. He can't afford to die.
Okay, that's a lovely adjustment. Just snaps to the head of Runner. Removes him from the fight, but the rifle will be reclaimed into the hands of Safe now. Orbs farmed up. Talon trying to play towards some of these key pieces of util ultimates.
And with the door open, they could be going in either direction. Nice jump spotting from Trex.
Yeah.
He's pretty confident now that this is going to be a C hit.
Smoke fades though, he's going to have to back off here. Still, they hear this one. Do they have any sort of protocols? Yes, they do. Satchel away. Trex, he's spamming. Praying that he survives here, but a C's off into the back as well. Safe over the shoulder, but he has been cleaned up. Damage definitely done with that Ghost in hand. Still, it's Talon who've barreled their way over most of this one here. Now, Cruiser the plant will not be stuck. Primi defends, though. He's pretty certain he knows what that last player is. Jitboys, make sure that the death isn't in vain.
What an important round for Jitboys to be coming online. If he takes that fight towards B and he loses it, that's probably the round. Massively important that he won that fight. I'm not sure he should have been taking it in the first place, to be honest, but they really wanted to apply that B pressure, and they did. He brought things back into a 4v4. But let's see what that Vitality tag timeout was looking to accomplish. They're one away from Showstopper, from Rolling Thunder.
It's another
massive
fight
ultimates
as well. Yeah, massive ultimates. Barely there, and kills will do it. Grant it, earn it. Governor's up and over as well with a TP. That's a reveal onto Safe. They still want to take this fight straight up into their face. TP's around center. It's cutting up ankles and potentially cutting up players too. Rolling Thunder to set this play up. Governor had nowhere to run. Just hopping up and down into the same spot here. That's barely 20 seconds into the round. A pivot has to be played now by Talon. But we can see this trip into his face. Kicks is also holding it. Broken. He's missed the timing though. Primi's passed it and he's squaring up for the fight, but not going to be given it. Slow and steady by Vitality. Realizing that they're a player up. They've got them relatively surrounded. There is that weak point up towards Heaven. Barrier mesh up.
Trex deciding not to break it, waiting for reinforcements first.
Fight out through here. He's trying to take point and contact. Still kicks! You cannot be dominating this! My God! A six-piece available, and here and now! Goodness me!
What an unbelievable play! Not just the ace, the six-piece on top. This rookie player has never aced in VCT before, and he's just brought that out at Champions.
That's a hell of a way to do it. Yeah. My goodness, man.
What a beautiful setup with the Rolling Thunder as well, re-clearing through that position after Safe got caught in the grav net. These peaks are abominable from Talon, let's just put it as it should be. Not playing around Primi's ultimate, not swinging together. They fed into kicks, but he was there and he delivered for all six. He's got 20 kills.
Set the sights over towards C Mound as just the one objective they want to fight over. Means they're going to be lacking a lot of this map control as well off the rip here. Vitality. Runner has got his full setup over towards this C side. TP into spawn. Jitboys inside the one-way. It's pinged out the Paranoia. Did not connect. Jitboy still collects that kill. Runner, with him drop, the setup is down and his team have easy access. Satchel through alongside the flash as well. And Util flying forwards. Jitboy cannot hold his own. Needs that backup and needs it now. Ultra popped off, flying forwards, backwards, this way, that way. Showstopper. It's all an abundance of Util. And enough to save the day here for Vitality. A clean sweep unless Ban has something to say about it. All broken, but they know where Ban is. Prowler towards his back, running him down. Racing him down, individual fights earned and utilized, but Vitality in the end with that discipline, doubling up to seal up the map.
Show.
You got to make it happen here and now. There's not much time to really delve into this one because we're going to be getting into the pistol round momentarily with time ticking down already.
Cover going out.
Vitality, we'll see if they continue that trend of getting off to hot starts. Governor really overextended himself. You can tell how badly he wanted that first kill and maybe a bit of a read into the minds of these players. Gives it up though. Ban's now going to be under all that pressure with a dart to his back. He does deal with it nicely and still a smoke to play in and out of. Weaving through, but kicks. He just dominates it, overwhelms it. Prowler up into his face, can't be played up off, and everybody's trading, coming through and out. It's a 3v1. This is what Primy's been delivered here. I'm asked to do so much in this spot. Man down, but already catching the contact. Another one for Vitality.
And another spot where Talon taking more individual kind of fights. Yeah, they were doing all right in those first kill departments, and so this is a move away from that. But it's still that individualism. Governor overstretching himself a little there, just opened the door massively for Vitality to come in, pick off players at their leisure. It is an interesting composition that we're getting from Talon, but it rotates around some similar ideas that Vitality have proven they understand. They know how to play, I guess in theory, against the Deadlock. One could look back at the game against Trace and argue that they didn't do so well, but that's just another piece of learning data. They definitely went back and heavy VOD reviewed their loss to Trace.
And it was a bit of an understatement, I think, to say that this is going to be an uphill battle for Talon. It's gargantuan at that, because Vitality, you know, they're very comfortable on this map. You look at Talon's comp, you see a lot of trap play potential, I think, with C's, nades, grav nets, Cam to take the contact to set up most of it, but Vitality playing their own game, taking it nice and slow. Mid-control fully conceded up here, so Talon have access to it, but
this is a little similar to what they were doing in previous rounds on Lotus, where they've actually managed to get the stack right this time, though. This could be different.
And this could be dangerous. Knife. He sort of tags, not too sure of that one. Still, the wall's going to be up. Grab net down. Nade rebounds alongside the Paranoia. Safe. You cannot get out of there. No movement ability going to be saving you from that onslaught. And now forced to back away. Vitality. 34 seconds. They have none of that prior map control here. It's Sender who's going to be tested.
30 seconds
Up through. There's a smoke towards him. Plenty of targets lying in wait. It's all about how you overcome it. And with the Bulldog in hand, swats down any players that might be just trying to offset him, and he's even going walkabouts himself. He could donate a gun. And with the noise made, Ban, responds by taking him out. Kicks though, still with that plant down, and it has landed themselves into a 3 versus 3.
Jitboys is going to run back to pick up the Spectre, so they're going to be a little late to start this retake, but they've actually got the weapon advantage.
As absurd as that is. Primy's going walkabouts, but he does have a player at his back. Jitboys alongside him, holding it. Runner with a jump spot, just seeing them, now knows. These players are walking out here, running away in the danger zone. Certainly are, yet still shot to the dome. Jitboys dropped and away. Primy sidestepping. Knows that there's players up and needs to wait for his teammates back up as well, but Ban is just getting, he needs to get a move on, to be honest. Time is of the essence. Primy, he does put a few bullets back into them. Still that turret, I mean, the circle's going to be retreating. It's already done.
The time?
The round's lost. I don't know what to say in that spot there.
I think Primy and Ban could have played that a bit quicker to actually play for the win in the round instead of just trying to do economical damage. That is a weird one.
Yeah.
technically a Red Bull clutch.
Technically.
Technically.
Sponsors will be happy.
Yeah.
But
Do they
are
want to
you
be
happy?
associated with a round like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone at Red Bull that that just
Oh.
happened. But yeah, that's big round from Kicks, I guess, surviving in that spot.
Economical damage at least.
Yes, it is. It's only Sender, though, that's buying up in this round. The rest still taking it as a bonus.
It's Paranoia held here, Talon. Seeking to fight off of this one. Again, they've got the counter to take that contact. The shock dart into the corner. Grab net through with the swing, Jit boys. Finally rewarded.
Nice.
Play that's cooked up. Talon, they've got the advantage.
That's the second round in a row that the Gravnet's been followed up on beautifully as well towards B main.
Yep, but it's all about converting it because Vitality will default into these contact plays once more. And Cruz, perfect timing with the peak there. Send it. They're not quite trained properly. Rifle retrieved. Kicks up through the gut. Now, might be laying siege here. This guy, underhanded with the flashes, dodged in time, but he can't survive the bullets. Cruz, with him falling, massive gaps into the play. 50 seconds to play with if you are Vitality. Once more, they could slow this down. They're going to need to if they want to reclaim the spike, but it's again contact re-clears. Talon are side by side. It's all about who wins this first fight out. Governor, he's there. Steady with the aim.
Good movement as well. Governor making sure that that's not another 5v3 that falls away from Talon. But could I say that I was confident they were going to close it out? Not at all.
I'm holding my breath in those spots from what we've seen.
But the early round is really nice. I think it's actually even better than what we were seeing on Lotus. The early round, yes, they actually got first kills in 12 of those rounds. The first kill, again, was 12-7 in favor of Talon on Lotus. They lost 13-6. So
it's unheard of almost.
Yeah, truly unbelievable stuff. But Talon doing a great job here of making sure that they get those advantages in the early rounds, and they do actually close one out. Like I said, it was Sender that forced in the previous round, so he's now got a stinger. And we're getting more aggression out of Talon. Trying not to sit passively and let Sender just have his run over the game.
Sender's just holding this area down. Just with the stinger. He doesn't know on the other side of things what might be laying in wait. Primi. Good to take that first contact with Trek's going to be dropped as well. That's a seize out and through as well. Plenty of players left to be dropped here. And lovely work indeed. The knife just a little bit too delayed there. Not enough to remove the rocket in time. And Primi will not be budged from this spot. That is lovely work. The reactions of this guy, the young gun that they brought in to shore up a bit of firepower. Paying off. Vitality not getting away with the same funny business. The contact plays that were just completely opening up rounds that they should not have been winning. In theory, shut down, but Kix does have the spike in his back pocket at an open side to play with.
He knows where roughly all three of the players are. So these are not bad situations to play.
Hear the sound. Crix knows they're going to be coming towards him. Haunt is dropped here up and over the top as well. Governor playing for his life, and beautiful peaks. Beautiful spam damage just to supplement that. Making sure that he doesn't give his life away unnecessarily.
What a round from Primi too. It's not something that I got the opportunity to mention early on, but he's never played Raze in a professional setting.
Right.
I mean, I assume he's been spamming it in ranked. I haven't looked at his tracker recently, but he's a bit of a all-star. Can pick up seemingly any agent and still play it to a really high level. He's got tons of that ranked experience. But you watch a round like this and he looks very comfortable in terms of how he's using his utility, the ult, picking a nice timing to go for that re-clear of A.
Yeah. Really intelligent.
And remember that this is a map where you look at all the stats, every metric you could possibly pull tells you Vitality are way better than Talon on this map. The teams they've beaten, the attack win rates, the defense win rates, everything. And yet,
here we are. That is some tricky business to try and overcome here for the Talon players. Still, Governor stands strong. Kicks. Sheriff in his hands. He makes it sing, only for the 2 kills before the trade is out and through here. And with a spike drop down, Safer's got to just try and wrap this one all the way behind them.
It's not bad. He's put pressure on to get a Vandal into his hand just as his ult was running out.
Or a Theft and Runner as well. They're going to know what these players are. Spots them out.
So many disadvantaged positions that we've seen already on Sunset. We were seeing tons of them on Lotus. Vitality yet to win.
I got spike.
Safe picks up the spike.
I'm out of here.
Trip's going to be placed as well. It's going to be alerting Jit Boys.
Yeah, I mean, breaking that instantly might have been the better angle there for Jit Boys, but he's worried.
Yeah, backside control is going to be played. Biding his time here, Jit Boys, even with the ult as well, to get that information up top onto the market box. Clears it, another save is here. He wants to try and take the fight to him, but the Annihilation just trades it out equally. Still Runner is there. He's taking a fight. Could potentially break it out. No, wants to try and take this fight one-on-one. No, okay, Save is alive and kicking. But still, plan for the back of the site now. Jit Boys already sends it flying with the Paranoia. Smoke up into his face, wins that first one, needs the second time against him and just presses it forwards. Out of the smoke. Mastercard Thrifty sealed up, locked up Vitality, winning that one.
And not just a Thrifty, but another situation in which they were down players in a 2v3. Kick's doing a great job with the Sheriff early on, and Safe also providing them opportunities to win the round by getting that Vandal in mid. Runner contributes excellently as well. I think Runner actually played the situation beautifully. He's caught between dealing with Jit Boys, pushing him away, trying to break the ult. You can see there in the reaction from Safe. Happy with how that one turned around, but also at a bit of a loss as to how they keep being able to win and kind of like clutch out these situations.
Absurd,
down players.
It's truly absurd. We keep harping on about it.
Because it's so unusual.
Yeah. Ban tagged up. We'll have to give it that space now. No command. Be emanating out as well, pushing Talon back and away, but it does orchestrate pretty nicely. The fights that they're trying to take here, smoke's dissipating. Plant now finally down. You could default back into this B main angle, as we know and love, or hate in most situations.
No flank, no push down mid. Very standard, and Trex even with an ult to work around. These spots are incredibly tough for the retakers to deal with.
So Talon, they've saved most of their util for this one here. Still knife against the back wall. There's a grab net into it, along with the nade into the corner. Cruz, he's sticking the diffuser. He's already got that half. Hunter's Fury has to be uploaded here, and he needs to find value. Kills, lighting these players up, and still a bound of damage is done. Primi already with that half, but spam down, sprayed down, and the gunplay doing the work. Van not able to do it at the end either.
Our first time seeing what is normally an extremely standard situation for teams to get into. Talon didn't really have a great answer there, but they were good at least in terms of getting onto the spike as quickly as possible. But like you said, it's such a tough spot to get through. Safe gets 3, just spamming through smokes into that position where he knows people are going to be diffusing.
Yeah.
And Talon didn't find an opportunity to push aggro into B main, couldn't really apply any util pressure, couldn't get the flank down mid. And now, look, tides turned. Economy damage for Talon.
The default early on by Vitality. Sender's going to be trying to catch that contact over towards aim most of the time here. It's against the eco of Talon, but they are stacking this with enough players that I'm worried about the danger. Once more, Primi catching that contact and still swinging through and wide. He does just find the 2, still safe. Wrangles the beast that is his rifle and just swiftly deals with any opportunity, any opponent. So, Ban's here. Does find Runner up through mid into that 1v2. And
That's going to give him a gun.
Claimed a gun.
Gives him a chance.
Yeah, he's got the info. He's going to know where these players are going to be trying to play.
Trying to be quiet, threatening, like he could have flanked, could be coming A main.
But discipline from Vitality here. It's going to be steadying their hand. No one actually decided to take the contact onto this one, so Ban dropping the cage. The dart. Placed what? Okay, at least nicely here. Once more, another tap. Ban. He has forced that fight out into the wide open here. Safe, a lot to do. Ban sticking already. He's earned himself half, and that builds him. Wincon's time earned as well with the damage done to Safe. Surely, inevitability. Safe. My goodness, just in time.
Playing that on an absolute knife's edge there. Safe also would have died to a single bullet. Health down to 32. Damage from the Vandal 40. Playing things on the finest of margins. But he was required here after Primi hit a collat with the Guardian. Safe was needed for the cleanup and the clutch. Hasn't been a great tournament yet for Safe, actually. For somebody that, again, I would have in my top 5 duelists in the entire world. Safe's been slow to get going. He played pretty well in one of the maps.
But for now, at least, in this map here and now, he is showcasing a real strong performance. He's 11-4. He's our kill leader across the board here on this map.
Now, a few of them were ecos and a few of them were through smokes, and he might be getting caught here by an ult play.
Yeah, naded us back to the bullets through. Listen, a little bit of damage was necessary, I think, just to topple him over.
They're doing a great job of following up on these grav nets. Everyone has been perfect from Governor on defense. Combo there with the Raze nade. Again, Primi hasn't been playing Raze in pro. Cruz looking for a re-clear.
Yep, and Sender also just contacting most of this way. Bando, it's an off angle to be played here, and Cruz lovely with the movement. Survives but a moment to at least survive that fight and take it further forwards. Runner up through mid, and
He's
Talon
been
with
doing
that
it every
contact
time.
re-clearance.
Runner's been going for that same thing every time.
Yeah. Kicks up and over, that flash. Very orchestrated and easy enough to dodge here. So finally, Talon not letting rounds like that slip when they get that opening kill.
Learning a little about the tendencies of Vitality. They didn't even have to burn the showstopper there. It's a great trap. Safe's got to be worried about those. B main is looking deadly. Talon managing that space very nicely. And of course, they could be trying something aggressive in the next round with showstopper online. You can see people double blast pack down mid or something, go and take tiles control. Tons you can do with this ult on this map.
It doesn't look like any level of aggression for now. Same old, really.
It is. But another spot where Primi can look to try to take contact, defend the ult orb, and if he gets pressured, try to take one, back up, use that ult. Very similar defensive protocols that we've seen before.
Yeah, it's not entirely safe when there's a KO on the other side of things, but it takes a bit of coordination, I think, as well, to make sure he doesn't have any options. There's no way. Primi is going for the peak. One player spams, and it makes him think that it's only the one play in there.
Yeah, getting baited in. Vitality were one step ahead.
Maybe there's that inexperience, I think, rearing its head. It doesn't matter about your mechanical ability. Those are the kind of plays that tiny in the micro, and that's to give you that advantage.
At the same time, though, and Frost was talking about this in the press conference, Primi's so good he can sometimes break those rules and just decide, I might get a 1v1 here if I play the angle well enough. Here comes Vitality through market.
And still, it's Cruz looking to lock this one down as well. Plenty more players where that came from with the dart. Drop down as well. He's going to try and deal with this one because Ban was hyper-committed. Up onto the corner. Vitality have barreled over these players now. Up through the back of the site, and Neurotheft will reveal quite a lot in terms of these defensive setups.
The flank?
Yeah, it's being spotted. I mean, they know Governor's here as well. Trex is going to be able to spot that because of that Neurotheft from earlier. Now Jit Boys, 45 health. Vandal in hand, but a long shot away from trying to win this round out. Now the flat isn't precisely against the wall. Could create openings for him, but the amount of plays he's got to get through with the flank already occurring as well. Trex is hotly on his tail. Can't even spam down a trip. 3 bullets left. Doesn't even want to commit to that reload. Backs himself away around the corner. Again, Vitality not willing to really fight, but they'll take it anyway as time was running short. That's a 6th round now that they've built up.
And looking strong. Talon came out with a pretty powerful opening, winning round 3, winning round 4, made it look like they might be able to challenge Vitality on this map, despite all of the numbers. And yet, as we get deeper, it's looking more and more like the favorites are taking control here. Primi's yet to offload this showstopper. It's his 2nd one, and now he's probably not going to get another.
Yeah.
So looking for the moment to get the most value out of it.
I think you do have to be worried to a degree as well with the KO. Most teams, if they're at least good on this map with their attack side defaults, will be holding a knife just in case there is a showstopper play.
Yeah, I mean, here you can see that Kix uses it in B main. The question is, are Talon, are Primi thinking about that kind of stuff? And also, what's Jit Boys set up for here? Throwing the paranoia through to tiles.
The nade. My goodness, I mean, a few stray bullets right through the box is enough to get the job done at least there. No command through and out, dropping players, Kicks down to his knees. Aldo overdrive, and Governor has handed that perfect timing. Pre-aims it onto the corner as well. Safe just ran straight into him. Trex, bit of a bait and switch, taps it. He's trying to pull these players wide out into the open because he knows he needs that chance and advantage, and it will not be there. Talon still fighting back, still battling back, and a chance really for them to equalize at the half.
Another kind of sick Gravnet nade combo. Talon now have all 5 ults online, ready to go. And these set plays have not actually been around ultimates. They've been around Gravnet nades all across the map. changing up the position that Governor and Primi are playing really fluidly, very nicely, and catching someone almost every single time. Still, they lag by 2. But it looks like Vitality are trying to go into this showstopper.
A real vital round at that. Round 11. They feign, at least at the beginning here, Vitality like they want to try and make it an attempt to fight over towards the A site.
Cleared out immediately by the Prowler. And now Vitality have to go and make more space in that direction.
Up through the top section of mid. Primi, drone in his face. Paranoia 2 will push him back and away here. This is Talon trying to make a play happen as an annihilation, but it's wasted. Rebounds off the back wall. Cruiser somehow grabbed himself 2 kills in the mix of all of that, just crossing up through mid. It was an open angle that wasn't smoked through the top of it.
Vitality looking there to try to punish on the annihilation. Didn't realize perhaps that Talon had 3 players facing, and like you said, 2 go down. Another 5v3. Talon can't keep losing them.
I'm not sure when, but Primi, he did offload that ult at some point.
Yeah, looking to try to deny the space that the drone was taking, I would imagine.
Grouping up by Vitality.
This is looking like a very
30
tough round for
seconds
Vitality
left.
to
It
win.
is.
They're going straight into the stack. 3 players here looking to defend. Surely this is a win for Talon.
Shockdart only removes a portion of it. The grab net is beautiful, pushing past and away. Governor trying to set themselves up for the fight. Doubled up, taking it. It's traded. Ban is there, leaving it down to just Runner. Trying to isolate those fights out, but even if he won that one, the time was against him entirely. So Talon now, just one more step is all they have to take here to even it up 6-6.
I've never seen such good grav nets. They're genuinely incredible. Another one there. Re-clear through mid. Here we're watching the way that Cruz was able to pick up 2. That was after the annihilation. Gravnet is catching safe all the time.
Yeah.
He's throwing it pretty consistently into these neon walls, but he's also just catching the timing perfectly on the trap plays, the space creation. People from Vitality falling into it very often. And as we were praising Safe for being 11-4 earlier, he's now 11-8. Hasn't been able to find any kills after that eco round and the clutch. The entries are really going missing for Vitality today.
Is there anything to set Safe up here? Up on all sorts of angles here. Cruz, the Prowler catching that contact. He knows that there's players up through the top section of mid, dodging most of the util coming his way alongside that Seize. It's a Nightfall. Enough to offset potentially there. It's got the decay damage kicking in with the Hunter's Fury in the back pocket. Trex letting it loose. Talon going for the play! And you don't have your gun out. Primi will happily make you pay. This guy unleashed now and flips the map, takes the spike. Control now, granted it over towards them. It's Vitality that are going to try and fight their way past this one, at least with the player advantage. There's 3 of them there. Cage up in their face. Hearing the footsteps. Runner just about scurries away.
Governor and Ban haven't taken too much space off the back of this. They're playing very cautiously through mid. They do not want to get caught by a lurk, but it's given Vitality a ton of room to go and get that spike and get the plant down. It's an advantage, sure, but they haven't really turned those kills into a 1 round. And they're really not close yet.
No.
They're just playing with so much caution, trying not to overheat, trying not to make those same mistakes, but giving a ton of respect and a ton of space to Vitality.
Sometimes be to your own dismay, Jit boys. No way you commit that. He does indeed. The ult is straight there and through, and a player not into position to really play off of that one. Still, the grab net is beautiful and good, but there's no follow-up. Still time. Kix is going to be able to just pull that tag right out of him. Shorty in to try and clear these angles. 3 versus 3. Util abound. Cage to get themselves in along with the barrier mesh as well, seeking to lock these players out and away. Governor, it's a tap. And forcing out wide once more, still alternating. Primi with 3. Before he's dropped, Governor sticking half onto it. Beam down. Ban delivers that final blow. Necessary onto the last 2. That's a 6-6 finish here on a map that was, listen, by all metrics, as we've already said, it should have been a slam dunk for Vitality.
Coming out here and winning the pistol off the beginning too. What a recovery for Talon. Looked like they were going to get it done early on, and I'm very, very impressed with their util usage. Sloppy towards the end, but it's been good for the majority of this half.
Yeah, and listen, casters love it when we've got a game in our hands, and I think we've got one right here, right now.
hasn't really been a player on Vitality that stepped up in the same way that we saw on Lotus from Kicks and from Trex, where we were getting massive individual rounds from Vitality to bail them out of disadvantaged spots. The clash looks like it could be occurring B main here. Nobody on Talon getting caught by that knife.
Oh, and now they've just contacted right up behind this one. Safe. It's alongside it, got teammates in space. Still, the stun is going to be connected onto himself. And the nade rebounding. How the hell did you get out of there? What are you doing, Safe? My God, there's no composure in sight. He just sits on it like a bloody egg.
I mean, there's not much he could have done in that spot. The nade was pretty perfect to lock him into a corner. It's the stun that was bad, and Vitality losing a player through mid as well and couldn't respond. Sender, he takes the space.
This is a little bit all over the place. I think Sender's looking for a noise cue now to be a bit of a playmaker into the round, but he's sitting at 3 and 11 right now. Dire straits for him individually. And Tim and Runner are going to be asked to bail them out of this spot to keep that stellar pistol record intact.
If Sender finds a good timing here, and Talon are thinking that it's a normal B retake coming from Boba, coming from Market.
Significant chances. Jit Boys is so damn low. One shot would do him in. Sender spotted him out here. Not a lot of util to play with, but he's still going to be holding on to the corner. And he's landed it onto Primi. With him gone and dusted, the last two players are weak enough himself. Sender could just do this single-handedly. I said it needed to be big, and big it is. Cruz, though, enough to bring it back to that 1v1. Smoke in his face, 25 health. And Spike still planted for him. Time, pressure against him. And Sender just holding. Steady hand, spamming away. The Ghost in play. He needs to make the most of this spot here with a horn to reveal. And Sender lit up like a beacon. Weaving in and out. The time is played to perfection. Cruz, he's toying with him. And finally, it's Talon who earn a pistol round.
They're first of the match, and that's what experience looks like there. The oldest, most experienced Talon member, a small smile he allows to grace his face. And Talon take the lead for what's got to be the first time in this entire series, I think. Like, don't quote me on that exactly, but the first match was a bit of a blowout. Vitality have been winning all the pistol rounds. They won the bonus as well. Talon look like they've got those opportunities for the first time in this match, an opportunity similar to when they played against Leviathan, and it looked like they were in the game and had a shot to win it. Now they did end up choking that away a little bit. They lost all 4 rounds at the end of both maps, but they could see the finish line.
Hopefully learning from that experience. Not wanting to make the same mistakes twice, because it's elimination. It's a tournament life on the line. A trap play with great success. It's offloaded here by Vitality. Earns them to kill, at least against Governor. Not too sure if he dropped a weapon.
He should have done. I mean, it's only Ban that saved this round, so there should be something for Ban to pick up, but he's nowhere near. Look, he's exploring through mid now with Jit Boys, finding good timing onto Runner, but also dangerous positioning.
Yeah, as well, just spotting it out. Still, Ban to try and recover. Bloody hell, Ban. He's on an absolute worldie right now. Still, he's going to be dropped by Kicks.
And also,
from behind,
huge weaponry dropped, right? There's a weapon down over towards A main, unless they've juggled that away somehow. And there's also a weapon up there in Connector, which Sender's quickly going to grab.
Kicks is trying to get ahead of this one. He's going to hear these footsteps as well as an off angle, but it needs to be first shot accuracy on display. And it is. Vitality, recovery, inbound with a knife tagging. Primi's position noted, spotted. Vitality defaulting back into that discipline. Doubled up into the high-low. The tap forces them now creep in ever so closer to potentially that round win. Damage done, and Primi just not aware that they were playing that one together. A MasterCard Thrifty. And for all we were singing the praises that Talon were finally getting that pistol round under their belt, that's going to flip it directly on its head.
So brutal in these kind of spots. Saw Ban and Jit Boys go to try to make the play out through mid. It was Kicks that really cleaned up. Ban survived on 1 HP until that Sheriff shot came through, and that's a crucial duel that happened over towards B main.
Nice, boys. Nice.
That's what they've been waiting for. Kicks once more up towards the top of the scoreboard, having vast impact for Vitality today.
He's been dominating.
With the Sheriff too, he's had some big moments. He was part of how they managed to win a Thrifty round with a player disadvantage in the first half. Primi's been unfortunate in these clutches too.
Going to re-clear up through mid here. Right about that, I mean, Primi in the clutch. Maybe just again, you know, kind of that inexperience rearing itself onto the big stage because it's very different. Listen, clutch scenarios, the way you play them in ranked versus actual tier 1 play.
Blinding.
It is different.
It's the reason the pro players are here.
But it's also, in some sense, you know, unfair the amount that Talon even asks of him.
Oh, for sure.
Talon and all the Talon fan base expect Primi to be dropping like 30 every single map.
Yeah, the community narratives is like this guy is just God incarnate.
And of course, he's very talented. He's exceptionally talented.
I must wait a moment.
But he's a ranked superstar that is still getting his feet wet in the pro scene.
Yeah.
He has to clutch every round.
Exactly. Got to pump the brake with the expectations every now and then.
30
Here, Talon
seconds.
thinking that they might have got themselves a free and open sight. Shock darts flying forwards as well with that rifle. Phantom play runner is looking nice with it. There's no ace in sight though. Ban could look to do a bit more damage as well. Just against the economy, time running short as well. Will need to open himself up and wide. That's unfortunate.
The Vitality are going to be in a massive position here. They're almost going to have their own bonus round coming up, round 16. Their economy's looking good. They saved a bunch of rifles, only one got dropped.
30 seconds
So
left.
now they've got a bit of a freebie round to throw in here. And Talon are the ones that could get plunged down into another eco. Or at least another round where you're scrapping together a buy at the very best. Primi 1 away from getting the showstopper. Is that what Talon are looking to play towards over here on A?
A lot of pings. Try and brute force their way past the initial A fight here. Primi just satchels all the way through. He's got the horn, at least to back him up. Gives him a bit of that peace of mind. So they earn the orb for now. Picks it up.
My ult's ready.
I like the stun that they placed down as well, making it more difficult for Vitality to re-clear through elbow. Remember that this comp on the attack side has quite a little amount of initiator utility to work with. They don't have those flashes that you would normally see from KO or Breach.
Sensors being placed all over the place.
Just waiting in case Vitality go for a re-clear.
Yeah, Nader's good though. Just from the boom bot and the paranoia, so it's going to be wasting that util and pulling it out of Talon.
Knife held, anticipating a showstopper. Kicks is not going to let Primi get away with that.
But this is all the right protocols right now from Vitality.
I love this wall though. Look at this wall that's blocking off Safe's rotate at this point. Making it feel like they could try to pivot into an A split.
The showstopper and a fight as well, looking to split their way through. Knife collected, and that's why he had to see the showstopper with an early release here, yet still Talon are prevailing. With the gunplay and weaponry, util out of the hands, Kicks unable to land that punish. Underhanded with the nade as well, at least a flash still. Collects the one before the trade is online by Primi, still with that plant as well, Talon. They get that extension now into round 16. Slowing it down, you can take a pause and a breather, but Vitality now pushing forwards. They've got that dart, the timing taken by Primi. He's pushed past it, the util unexpected, and the spray transfer not hit. Leaves it down to Trex, unaware by Governor. But does he know that Primi's placed himself here towards the back of the site to clear this one? Fully unexpected, and there's those mechanics on display. No sitting duck from Primi.
Had to dodge a couple of bullets coming through. I don't know that that's the cleanest kill I've ever seen from Primi though.
But the movement got him through it.
20 and 10, he sits at the top of the scoreboard for Talon. He's on pace for that 30 bomb that the community expects from him in every one of the Talon matches. But it's 8-8 the score, as you said. I think Vitality got a little too aggressive there at trying to clear back through market. As soon as they shut down the showstopper, they wanted to capitalize on that, hoping that they caught Talon unawares. But Safe once more shut down, trying to get the entry on a big team fight. Governor's one away from getting the annihilation. It is a tool that you can use to open up.
Yeah, if you know the angles, right? Sitting there, I'm going to be picking it up, so it's the ult earned, but with the spike drop down into the middle of nowhere, paints us a nice little picture, I should say. The Talon are going to be trying to go into this one nice and slow.
It's a good cam break as well. Runner's cam is good for re-clearing B main, good for retake situations as well, so Talon remove that. And now Vitality don't actually have too much information around the map, it's only A main.
Zender, you got to get the hell out of there, man. Still annihilation, rebounds, nobody to be caught. That little web here, Ban up through mid, breaks the drone as well. It's going to be sowing a bit of misinformation, and it does at least keep these Vitality players a little bit tethered. Now the Nightfall collides and clashes into a multitude of players here. Vitality
They're leaving?
going to have many sound cues. They don't want anything to do with it. Maybe just off the back of the trails, even connected. But Vitality didn't shift away from these sites. They still have a bit of control up through top section of mid and onto B. It's kill trips to be played off of once more. Alt stuck, committed, Sender. That's reinforcements that are now arriving onto this side. Pyromesh is here. There's the kill trips and Runner happy to oblige. Plays off it beautifully. Sender's there still spraying away the Phantom in play. Out through main. Nobody can hold a candle to these players right now, but still Talon might be able to battle their way through anyway. 8 seconds left, but they are all gonna fall in the end.
And that's a messy one from Talent attack side calling. They hadn't even broken the market door when they decided to take that pivot back through B. I'm not sure exactly what it was that spooked them so much, but they did not like the idea of ending A, even after throwing in the Nightfall. Scrambled, spacing all over the place as Talon desperately made their way back over to the site. Hadn't accounted, I think, probably for Sender's ultimate, which reinforced Runner's position and allowed them to shut that down kind of easily. Talon are broken again.
Yeah. Money's just never feeling like it's in a good enough spot.
Ever since they lost the follow-up to the pistol. I mean, that is the thing that ruined their economy.
Can't go for this mid-play. There's a rifle in the hands of Primi again. He has to be a solo player to really do the most. If Talon are able to pave their way at any portion of this round, silver lining for them is that they're close, at least to the showstopper, 2-way.
Cover going out.
But how many more chances are you going to get? The map is rapidly approaching the finale point.
Sender's going to be pressured. Oh, that's a huge knife.
Maybe only tagging onto the one, not too sure. Grab that, Sender. Avoids it. Paranoia is good as well. Alongside the nade, TPs have to be used to try and evacuate this space. He's got backup here. Crit kicks alongside it. Safe. Going to be throwing all sorts of util into the face of these players from Talon. Stunting them. Can't take a step forwards as well with that spike drop down, but it is going to be recovered.
Well played by Sender in that spot. It was another good grab net, but he avoided it. Played in his teammates nicely. And Safe's going to take contact over here towards A-Link.
Needs to be the big player now. The team's going to be swinging off of that contact, making sure that they just turn them into mincemeat. 2-round lead for Vitality. They're looking to keep that going even further now.
And Kix has generated up the null command, which is going to be great for shutting down the showstopper on the other side. And Primi's getting close to that one. There's another ultimate that he's just got to think so hard around when he can even find that timing. Talon take a timeout.
This is one that Talon have to win. Round 19, enough money in the back pocket. Scramble to give it a buys, even if it is on the half armor. One away from the big ultimate of the showstopper. This is Vitality. Looking to take that early A main control in space. Flash to set it up. One way now for Sender, so he's going to just maintain control of that one. It's good protocols from Vitality. We saw how easily basically Sender dealt with the Gravnet combo that was supposed to be clearing out of that spot. And in through mid, Ban going exploring, but as the gun sticks barely out, Safe is just trying to hunt him down and shut him down still. This is the danger zone. Surely you don't overextend right into this one. Shorty in the hands. 5 bullets left. He is hard committed, and Ban still gets out with 1.
Pretty incredible from Ban there that he got that one to work with. But Talon get reset. They're worried about mid now. Vitality have shown presence in that area. Can Jit Boys poke out the A site and realize that all is safe, all is empty?
He did pull Sender away. I think he was scurrying to try and at least help out with the util with the paranoia, right?
And now that Kix is dead, no null command to stop Primi's ult. So this showstopper, he can rip it whenever he likes.
We'll see if Talon even hold on to it as well. It's an open site. They don't know that. They're going to be using it just to make sure it's fully cleared out. A lot of util alongside it. Even though the horn didn't get broken, it's paranoia too. The fuse is going to be running short. Not too many options available. Here onto the flank. This is an important one. Safe just with the adjustment. First shot accuracy not quite there from Cruz. Didn't land it to the dome. So Safe finding that opener in the midway part of this round. Going for re-exploration. In through the back of the site. Very wide with the face and the movement. Lovely still, but sprayed down nevertheless. Grouped up enough for Vitality to win this one. And now at least Primi has to lock this one down. Overdrive. Damage done and still, yeah. Baits out the initial shots. Primi Just couldn't stand still and hold his ground.
Another 1v2 that's asked of him. I like the play from Talon as well. They choose to get aggressive in the postman, but they didn't realize they were going to be facing there into 4 players. They're expecting the retake to be split up a little more than that. Talon, they hit their shots at the start. A safe skill on the flank, and then the clean up towards the end. It was very nice from him and Sender. Safe finding another round to have his value. 11-8. That finish line choke, unfortunately, looking like it's hitting Talon again with elimination on the line. If they lose 2 more rounds, they're gone from champs.
And that's your year finished. A scenario that no team ever wants here. It's all about pulling yourself back up when you get knocked down, and Talon have struggled with that aspect of their game. Going for the reclear now, though. Grab net, just from the Prowler being broken. Paranoia, it's almost beautiful. In fact, it is. It was safe. The kill collected onto him.
They're really nice. They knew that the grab net was going to be good on the right side, but before they got punished by people from A-Link. This time, that flash comes through from Jit Boys and allows Talon to follow up very nicely. They are adapting. The players are making adjustments. Is it too late?
That's the question that's asked of them. Ban hearing the footsteps. He's given away another kill. So 4 versus 4. That's where we stand so far here into this round. As an ult online for Jit Boys, can be able to use this to get some information through into the back of the site. Big reveal. Ult's going to be broken. They know that they're anchoring in, but it's going in pound for pound. Sender, he's also going to be reinforcing this site up. This with a nightfall. Scatters through! My goodness, Sender delivers that death blow. Jit Boys. Surely too much to overcome, and the timing couldn't be better from that one. Vitality. Hard facing, swinging into him, gets him up to that 12.
Another 4 in a row at the finish line that Talon have lost. And Sender with a second Omen ult to go and reinforce the opposite side. Both rounds massively important that he got that one through. Picks up Ban over towards A, and he's still winning rounds over towards B.
Yeah.
3 more kills defending. Super similar to when he did this in the past, as Talon had that scrambled pivot.
And it's do or die now for Talon. This is it. Do you survive in a tournament, or is it all curtains for Vitality? They can taste it. Victory. It's on the precipice. A lot of noise made here by Talon. Not much of a slow default being held. They are heavily grouped up now. Almost like they're going for the one last hurrah here.
Yeah, not even any information on the other sides of the map, apart from that trip, which admittedly has not been broken. It looks like Cruz here is going to try to put some pressure on Sender. Drag these players in the middle of the map over towards A so that they can make that B split easier.
Out for mid as well, safe. That's composure. It's a steady hand with the Phantom in play. 2 bullets does the job and drops Governor. First kill here for Vitality. Might be the beginning of the end here for Talon. They're left wondering, man.
The recon as well. Finding Ban.
Go, go, go.
Talon still committed to this B split.
Players to meet them.
Run has been good.
We've seen rounds like this, but this could be the tournament life of Talon just ending in the blink of an eye. It all comes down to this fight here. Contact to be caught by Safe. Out through Market. Maybe even expected he could have chopped it up already. Horn up and over. Stun. Lay it down. All intended just to slow this one to a crawl. Kicks already with a no command. It's waving out. It's emanating. Nobody to deal with a dart. And only 2 left to stand. Ban holds strong, but only for a moment before the nade removes him, and Jit Boys has to do the ultimate. It's all in his hands. It's all on his shoulders. And he is no long for this world. A 13-8 to finish this map. Vitality survive.